making the plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're out in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Scratch at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
Ooh! And we back, ladies and gentlemen, for real talk on this Thursday night. Getting ready for the weekend. Got to bring the energy. Lakers have brought energy to start tonight's game. They're up 21-20. So the exciting game we got. Joker's stat line's a little less impressive so far from the first game, which was ridiculous. But before we get into all that, fellas, I got to tap in with y'all. How y'all feeling?
I'm feeling good, though. You know what I mean? I'm out here putting in that work as always. Y'all already know my 106th thought is out right now, out on YouTube. Feel me? Go out there, check it out. Talking about how the Bucks fired their head coach. I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, and I'm giving an update in the playoffs. Check it out.
Check it out. Check it out. Chris, what's going on with you, man?
Oh, man, just living. Like I said, just trying to, navigate this life post-graduation. But everything's going smooth so far. Good interviews lined up. I'm back talking about sports, so everything going good for me. I can't complain not one bit.
Love to see it. That was a foul on Jokic there. They tried to throw it into the post. Y'all might be ahead of me. I don't know where y'all at, but
no, yeah, I'm ahead of you. That was crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know what. It was a foul and a flop at the same time.
like caught a foul, but
oh
good
my goodness. I'm gonna let you see what just happened.
Oh man, so I give it to you as I see it. But while we talking about it, let's get it in. We had our picks. Jamal Murray with the interception.
Watch.
Yeah. God dang, series over for Jamal Murray. He's out.
First of all, if that's the flagrant, I'm cutting the game off. He went for the ball.
Nah, that's just a hard foul.
That's just a hard foul.
I don't know what they looking at, man. He went for the block.
He winded up and his elbow hit him in the face. Not even his fingers. Not even his elbow. The inseam of his arm, his bicep, hit him in the face.
No, is it
hard foul? And he didn't hit the neck or head area.
Yeah, and it was his bicep at that.
Grazed him across his face. Watch.
Oh no! Come
Hit him
on.
in the face. He hit him in the face in the air. What are we talking about?
Oh, come
and he
on.
wound up. It was excessive. It was unnecessary, and he hit him in the nose. How is that not flagrant?
What's unnecessary about this play?
How hard he was swinging. You didn't gotta swing that hard.
All right, Stradamus.
We go.
No way, Ray. No way. No way.
No, I think he's trolling. He gotta be 100%. 100%. He's trolling.
He on something, man.
Out for grabbing somebody by their jersey.
Wait, they really called it a flagrant? Because I don't have the volume. I just keep seeing LeBron asking what did he do, and I cut the volume off. So now I'm confused. Oh, they really called it a flagrant.
Wow.
Oh wow. I did say I would cut the game off, but I lied. I got the tickets in. I got the tickets in.
Ray Stradamus proves himself to be right yet again.
Oh, he get 2 free throws. I love it. I'll take these.
Now he went up for the good guys.
2 free throws in the ball. Wow.
There's no doubt.
Be honest, you really think that was a flagrant though?
Absolutely. By this NBA.
Oh, I'm glad. Look, you said once you just said by this NBA, that tells me how you really feel about the call. So we can move on.
Yeah, context matters. That's why I said it.
Now, Ray. Just put the shoe in the foot. If you
listen, 7 years ago, he's getting right up.
You said you squaring up.
You hit me like that in the park, in the air.
Oh no, the park's different.
You guys see
no way.
Because who's going for? Oh, they got Reggie Jackson in the game.
No way.
He been buried on the bench. Dead man.
What?
After he
forgot he
got
was on
traded,
that team.
I thought his career was buried.
I
After
forgot
he
he was
got
on.
traded.
I forgot he was on that team. Oh, Jokic.
Yeah, they did too for a long time.
Oh,
And they
he
called
about
a
to
foul.
make
Oh,
he
my
about
goodness.
to start dancing. You know how Reggie Jackson started getting.
He not on nobody parlays. He about to run everybody ticket.
Woo, Jokic. That was a bad pass, Joker.
All right, LeBron.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
back, we bike. So we all have the Lakers 4-2 in this series. Deb, how confident are you in the Lakers tonight?
I'm still confident.
Because if they lose tonight, they would have to win 4 straight for us to be correct.
But I'm confident. I think if we can still win tonight, if we still at the night, I think we can go. We can most definitely take 2 in crypto.
Yes.
We if we still tonight, we most definitely have to keep that 2 in crypto, and then hopefully we can come back and still 1 back in Denver.
Back in Denver.
Yeah, hopefully it won't have to be Game 7 Denver, but I'd rather try to still 1 in Game 5 in Denver.
Jeff Green.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't hear confidence in your voice, Dad.
I'm confident. I'm confident. Long if AD can give me close to a 40-point night again, I'm confident. But if you give me one of them ADs that he only scored 9 points,
So the AD that's playing right now is what you're saying.
I'm not scared of that right now. You know, he started off rocky Game 1.
Okay. We just trying to see what's going on.
I'm confident still.
Okay. Tie game, 25 up. We are about a little under 2 minutes in the first quarter. Jamal Murray attacking the basket. Chris, you said there were tickets out there.
Yes.
Who do you have winning this game?
I didn't bet no money line. I'm not doing that in the playoffs. That's a risky. But honestly, I see the Lakers can win this game. And the key for the Lakers, the key for the Lakers is right now, one, you got MPJ and Caldwell Pope both in foul trouble. I don't know what the Lakers were doing right there, but you can't do that. You got Caldwell Pope, MPJ in foul trouble. The issue with me and the Lakers is when LeBron or AD goes to the bench, more so when LeBron goes to the bench, I get nervous because they don't really have a ball handler that's putting pressure on the basket. All the, they got Hachimura, and Hachimura is driving right now. He has a good 6 points in the paint. But my problem is none of these guards that they have put any pressure on the basket, which in turn I feel like makes AD's job harder. When LeBron's in, LeBron's going to rim run. And I think that opens up a lot of space for these shooters. Right now, the only person that's looking at the rim is Hachimura. And I'm looking at, Dennis Schroeder, D'Angelo Russell, and Lonnie Walker. I feel like they just 300 and jump shot hunting. So that's my only issue. When LeBron comes off the bench, what ball handler is going to put pressure on the rim? That's what I want to know. Because they just stand around, do ISOs, and shoot a jump shot. It doesn't work. Oh, that's goaltender.
Okay, we're going to see. I'm with y'all. Let's go, Lakers. Let's go, Lakers.
Say how confident you, right?
Oh, that's not goaltender. Challenge that. That is not goaltender. They need to challenge that. They need to challenge that.
Oh, I see the goaltender. It looked like goaltender.
No. Watch you're going to see the replay.
Is it not over the cylinder?
No, watch the replay.
Nah, that's good.
Oh no, that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
So
my thing, real quick, I don't want to dive too much off topic. Do y'all think? Nah? That was gonna be my question. Do you think if you get a challenge and win a challenge, you should be able to challenge again?
Duh. I don't know what dumb rule they got.
That was my only question. Because you challenge that and you win that. Because that's why I see a lot.
How many challenges do you get in the NBA?
One. And that's the
per
issue,
half,
right?
or the whole entire game?
The entire game.
No, I thought you get 2. Because you can.
I thought it was 1.
I thought you got 2.
The reason why I thought it was and that's the reason why I'm asking,
you only
because
get 2. Even if you win both, you don't get another.
I thought it was only 1.
We want to
I
look
really
that up.
that's why I'm
We
asking
gotta look
because
that up.
Nah, there's no way people will use your challenge sometimes in the first half.
listen,
if you
that's
only
why
got one.
that's why I'm asking you because that's why I see a lot of coaches holding on to their challenges and never use them because they don't know when the right moment is. To me, if it's 2 challenges or if you know win your first challenge, you're successful, you get another one. If I was Darvin Ham, I would have challenged that immediately. You need all the extra points you can get.
Hey, what the other aspect is replay center. Y'all see the same replay we see.
True.
Fix it.
Yeah.
Save everybody the headache. Save everybody the time. Fix it on the spot. Bing.
Real
Get them
quick.
points.
And
I
this-
would think that's what their job is for anyway. You know what I mean? You there to watch replays to make sure that it's either a flagrant one, goaltending, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So I would think that they can hurry up and fix that problem. You know what I mean?
the
Like,
Lakers
this is a
are tied
perfect
up.
example where they can see they were wrong and you can fix it, and they're just not going to fix it off principle. Like, that's just dumb. That's bad business to me. I digress. So here's what I'm here for. Damn. Here's what I'm
Okay.
here for. Somehow, some way, through these playoffs, a certain individual has seemingly gone by unscathed due to team success.
Uh-oh. I know where this is going now.
I don't. I don't. I've been gone too long. So
I know where this is going.
I've heard about Austin Reeves. I've heard about Lonnie Walker.
he got to talk about LeBron.
I've heard about Anthony Davis. But somehow missed free throws down the stretch. 2 turnovers down the stretch.
Inexcusable.
2 settling for a 3 when you could attack the basket with a guy in foul trouble who's 6'3", and you've been running through the lane for the last 3 series, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing. It's just a tough loss for the Lakers.
When you the king, man, you control the narrative of everything.
That's the problem.
You got him started.
Durant,
You got him started.
if that was Luka, if that might even be Steph, with them, those are some bad turnovers.
Hey, I ain't even gonna lie.
Everybody just got their head in the sand. Like, we ain't gonna say nothing about what we just saw.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you. If you're gonna start pointing fingers, you know what I mean. It's okay to point.
AD had 40.
LeBron had listen. Look, AD did have 40. LeBron had 26, 12, and he should have had 15 assists, but only one guy could hit 3. I'm not making no excuses for LeBron because round 1, terrible. Against the Warriors, could have been better. But the thing is, he's held to this high standard, which is understandable. Right now, his 3-point game in the playoffs has been disgusting, to say the least. And I don't know. His aggression sometimes to me isn't as much. It's probably listen. He's year 20. You know, people go back and forth where he's year 20. He's so dominant. He's year 20. He's so old. We're not seeing the same LeBron James controls every single thing with the ball in his hand LeBron anymore. I'm looking at him being a screener. I'm looking at him letting Austin Reeves control the offense at times. I'm not used to that. But I will say this. As I'm watching the game now, this is the LeBron how he should be. Even if he's not the main ball handler, he's putting pressure on the basket. He's kicking out to open shooters. LeBron, the first 2 rounds has been not the same LeBron, but I do think this round moving forward, you're gonna have LeBron flirting with a triple-double every game. He should have had a triple-double last game. If he had 9 assists and you had D'Angelo Russell 0 for 3, you had guys missing layups. LeBron, in order for them to win, LeBron in that second quarter, that fourth quarter, that middle of the third quarter is going to have to be Miami Heat early Cavs LeBron.
See, here's my thing with that though, Chris, man. That's where I think when LeBron tries to be the number one guy all the time, that's where the Lakers stall. That's when the Lakers go into everybody stands on the 3-point line and just watch. I think you need a Austin Reeves to kind of control the narrative more and to control the pace of the game and let LeBron kind of be the second and maybe third option. You know what I mean?
And
Because that's
I see what you're saying.
that's not bad having him as a third option. Remember what John Wall said in the beginning of the season. Him, PG, and
Yeah.
Kawhi. It's a scary three.
And if
You
he's the
know what I
third
mean?
option, it's a problem. And I definitely see what you're saying. My
Okay,
only
no,
issue is
stop.
well, real quick.
Go ahead, but I'm about to get there because that's some bull crap.
Real
Go
quick.
ahead.
What
real
you mean
quick.
that's some bull?
Real quick.
What you mean?
I
Because
understand what you're
remember
saying.
when LeBron went down, I'm the same guy that said, let the young guys figure it out and let LeBron come back in the playoffs. There's no reason to try to add him in at the end of the season.
Okay. Go ahead, Chris.
I see what you're saying, but the difference is you name two first team All NBA guys that are your 1 and 2 ahead of John Wall. When I'm looking at the Lakers, I see Austin Reeves sometimes being a ball handler, but I just watched him in the first quarter have 3 straight bad possessions, and LeBron didn't touch the ball. So yeah, I understand you let your other guys cook, you let your other guys work, but there has to be more times in a game where 4 or 5, 6 straight possessions, it's LeBron determining the play, whether he's shooting or whether I just saw him kick it out to Hachimura or whether he's getting a hockey assist because the pressure he's putting on the defense. That's why the Lakers just went on like a 13-0 run. They're up 7 right now because the difference LeBron makes, he doesn't have to have the ball in his hand 24/7, but he has to be a factor whether he's getting the ball in the high post.
Now,
Whether
if
he's screening or rolling.
is he being the downhill LeBron, I'm with you on this. But if he being that 3-point, I'm
Oh
just
no.
LeBron.
Yeah, no, I don't need that. I don't need that.
that.
And that's why I said. That's why I question when AD is out. Who's going downhill? Because that's when not only is LeBron at his best, but his Lakers team is at his best when they got somebody who's putting pressure on the rim. Because now you can kick it out to a Hachimura. Now you can kick it out to a D'Angelo Russell. Now you kick it out to Austin Reeves. Somebody has to be the guy. And he's the only consistent ball handler that's going to put pressure on the rim. And so for them to be successful, if he does that, if he's like the early Cavs, Miami Heat, LeBron, where he's putting pressure on that rim, it's going to be tough to stop this Lakers team because they don't have nobody that can stop LeBron when he goes to the basket. I'm sorry. They have nobody.
I agree.
All right, now let's get back to that bull crap Dev talking about. Let's look at here.
Well, what?
Talking about LeBron James. You know what LeBron James was this year? 3rd team All NBA. And now you sitting here talking about he the 3rd option. He should be setting screens. When you 3rd team All NBA, you supposed to be that guy.
Yes, I'm with you on. I see that.
3rd team All NBA. You know the other players that was on 3rd team All NBA? They wasn't 3rd options.
But Ray, you also said, but when LeBron is controlling, that's when the young guys don't really know what to do, and it's always the LeBron show. That's why we both agreed, said, let the young guys try to figure it out at the end of the season now. So when LeBron do come back, they have a better option to just standing there and say, hey, give me the ball. You know what I mean?
Listen, I think this is a better version of LeBron in this team. What I'm saying is, then we can't keep talking like he here. I don't want to keep hearing, oh, he's doing all this in his 20th season. He ain't 3rd team All NBA.
Right.
You can't be both. If this is your new role where you're more of a facilitator and you want to get somebody else there 20, you need to get 80 to what he got. That's cool. But that's not All NBA. That's not top 5. That's not, if I win the ring this year, I'm the leader of the league. That's not that. That's all I'm saying.
So, question then: if so happens he win a ring either this year, next year, whenever, and you saying that he's the facilitator, he's not more the aggressor anymore, will he still win Finals MVP, or could he still win Finals MVP?
Could he? Yes. Could he? Yes.
There's no way. In year 20, if he averages 22, 11, and 6, he's winning Finals MVP. And AD can average 30. Like, they giving LeBron that Finals MVP.
What if he averaged like a cool, we in year 21, 22, and he might sneak and get one in. And he's in that 15 type point range. He had a nice little drop ball for all the time it's catching him. But he's so happy just to make it inside the
Nah,
finals.
we ain't getting no more Kawhi Leonard Finals MVP.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Anything under 23, he's not winning Finals MVP unless he's averaging 15. Oh, LeBron just smoked a wide open layup, but unless he's averaging 15, 12, and 15, he's that's not happening.
So I agree with that, but they would love that. You know,
I agree. See, boy, them LeBron fans gonna come out they're gonna come out like Beyonce fans.
oh my God, I just seen that layup. What, he blew a tire?
Yeah, he blew a tire right there.
Yeah, he tired. You see that? Look how he trucking back.
Yeah, that's why AD's about to come in the game. They up 8, but that's my issue. AD's gonna come in the game, and Hachi Moore's the hot man.
He attacked. He know that KCP in foul trouble, so he attacked him.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. That's good.
And honestly, I think that's how you're going to have to beat them throughout this series.
You got to
you're going to have to attack them. You're going to have the referees had that whistle.
They don't have no rim protector neither, though. That's why I say, like, I love Jokic.
They got Thomas Bryant and DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, again, those guys will never see the floor. Let's be honest. They're never
going
to see the floor.
Then we can't sit here and talk about they don't have rim protectors then.
But you know what I mean? That's going to play the game. Who's really going to be the 5? There's two centers, are Aaron Gordon and Jokic. That's
and Jeff Green. They got Jeff Green too.
So you gotta put pressure on your best defense. Your best defense on Jokic is making him work on defense, getting him in foul trouble. It's not Anthony Davis. It's not guarding him. He's going to get what he wants. Come on, LeBron. Yo, LeBron just smoked another layup trying to do too much. Oh, my gosh.
Hell, man. I'm mad your TV is mad.
Only because I got these parlays and Dev, and that's the easy 2 points that I'm going to come back and regret.
That is a foul.
Oh, my gosh, LeBron.
See, I ain't there yet.
LeBron.
I'm here now. Oh, my goodness.
That boy Shaq in the fool.
That's gonna skip Shaq in the fool. You know he gonna pay Shaq.
Hot potato. Bloop, 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 bloop.
That 2 points gonna come back to hurt me. I know it is.
And his head by the rim.
Jumped out the gym, but ain't got no ball with you. Don't mean nothing.
Like right now, this scary. Right now, the Lakers are up 8. And LeBron and Anthony Davis are combined for 8 points.
Yeah, but Rui's perfect. He ain't missed.
That is true.
Can they sustain that level of role-playing shooting on the road? And you got
that's what I'm saying.
And Michael Porter Jr. been in foul trouble. So either way you look at it, both sides can be optimistic. So both sides be pessimistic. That's why we got ourselves a game. But enough about this. Enough about this game. We have another game. And very soon, possibly, I may have to apologize. But not yet. Not yet, Mr. Butler. I didn't know Rachel Nichols was going to be traveling with him, and he would play so inspired.
Oh, my gosh. Stradamus Ray.
Yo, I swear, Ray always coming with a different angle.
With a different angle and a different troll every time. Every time.
You never know which way he comes, man. It's like
I was not expecting that at all.
Not the Rachel Nichols call out.
That was.
Listen, and here's the scary part to me. Apparently, she has friends because Gabe Vincent and Max Strauss are also performing above expectations for me. So I gotta see what I can do to even the playing field because these boys are inspired. And Jimmy's been getting the Michelob Ultra checks. So he feels good about himself these days. And he's playing like he had a fake hair over the summer. That's when I knew he was at supreme confidence. He wore it unashamed and cut it just as quickly. So shout out to Jimmy, man. Keep proving me wrong, Jimmy. Keep proving me wrong. But I do not believe he can sustain this pace, and the Heat will run out of gas. Because we all picked Boston and LA, and we are looking foolish. So, but your thoughts, Dev, on the opening game between Boston and Miami?
I swear I was on my soundboard right now because the oh my god would it be right now? What do Boston have to do to win? That is like I was telling people at my job. The way Miami won yesterday kind of scares me. Kind of scares me that I went on ahead and picked um Boston, man, because Boston didn't have a bad game. Tatum still got 30. Brown had 22. Malcolm Brogdon didn't have a bad game. Marcus Smart didn't have a bad game. Robert Williams didn't have a bad game. I don't think Boston had a bad game. And to my opinion, I gave Boston an A. But for some strange reason, that scary Miami Heat team, they came alive. I never knew that Stroots can actually put the ball down and dribble. I thought he was just a catch and shoot guy. But apparently, like you said, Rachel Nichols and inspired these guys to play real hard yesterday. And man, it seems like Miami is the better team. Well, what makes Miami almost the better team is they have a better coach though. And for them to actually to have the coach that knows the in and out and knows what it feels like to go deep into the playoffs pretty much every year, kind of. And has been to the finals multiple times. Um, you can't really discount Miami out. You know, Boston do have a young coach. They pretty much relying off the talent they had from last year because they other than Malcolm Brogdon, that's pretty much the same team from last year. Um, but this series is going to be scary. If Jimmy Butler keep playing like that, man, Miami is going to. We all going to be looking foolish coming to the finals.
And I will look right for saying trade Jason Tatum.
But he didn't play bad though.
I don't care. He lost. Chris, your thoughts on the Miami and Boston opening?
Well, I say this as I think Porter Jr. just picked up his third foul. You know, you say you give them an A+, and I look at you give him an A, and I look at Tatum with 4 turnovers. I look at Brown 6 turnovers. I look at Tatum and Brown combining 2 for 9 from the 3-point line. If you add in Horford, they're 3 for 14. I look at the 3-pointers that the Celtics were 10 for 29 versus Miami being 16 for 31. It's a big difference. It's going to be a shootout. The problem is Boston. Them 2 guys that you have, they played great. If you want to say, somebody else has to step up. And yes, you talked about Brogdon. That's cool. But it got to be somebody
Williams didn't have a bad game.
Robert Williams gave you 14. To me, it got to be Smart. As much as we talk about Smart shoots too much, I think, Marcus Smart only put up 7 shots. I feel he got to put up more. So something got to give. Maybe I'm reaching because we all picked Boston and they lost like that. But the real difference maker is going to be the 3-point shooter. Gabe Vincent played terrible last round. It was the Strus show. But if you got all these guys shooting like this, if you got Kevin Love going 2 for 3, if you got Butler hitting 2 threes, if you got your 2 backcourt guys combining 6 for 10 from the 3-point line, you add in Kyle Lowry, you're 9 for 15. I don't think Miami's going to be able to shoot like this every game. But if they are, Boston's going to have to match that 3-point energy.
But even if Miami don't shoot lights out every game like that, Boston always had that up and down roller coaster game. Yeah. So there's always still that chance that Miami can still one in Boston still. It's still a possibility of game 2 for Miami. It's not like it's a must win for Boston. I'm pretty sure Boston is going to come out with all swinging at everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let
tomorrow.
me ask you this. Let's get to the point here. Does Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have the dog in them? Because we know Jimmy.
I do. I think they do. I do. I will say real quick that fourth
Woo!
quarter from Jason Tatum, that shocked me. However, I do think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown had that dog in them. I do. Now Jimmy's a different level, but
Yo, LeBron is a good act. He can
he's a
foul
great
you.
actor. But I will
Took a
say,
bending knee.
yeah, I will say, I think they both have that dog in them and one.
Okay.
I like Tatum, but sometimes I feel like he the dog that likes to bark, but then go running when you come up to the fence. You know what I mean? I like him, but sometimes I like that statement when he said humbly he felt like he's one of the greatest players in the NBA, but
I'm glad he didn't say
sometimes
the best.
he just gotta he has to. It's not about his offensive game that has to really step up. I think if
Defense.
he's having a bad shooting night, he has to make an impact on the defensive end. And I think that's what Tatum fails to kind of do, in my opinion, is he don't put that stamp on the defensive side.
I think he comes and goes. And we've seen that. We've seen him in game 6 come or go, and then he showed up. And he came out and guns blazing. Game 1, he came out solid. But if you first team all NBA,
There you go.
you should be the best player on the court. And I don't think that was the case in game 1. You got the deeper team. You got the better supporting cast, the better number 2. You at home. What are we doing? You are the favorite.
You are.
Get it done. I don't want to hear nothing about no coaching. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. Y'all are as veteran, as battle tested as anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So figure it out. But I didn't see the resistance I needed to see. That's all I'm gonna say. So they got a chance. We're gonna see
Especially on that defensive end.
We're gonna see game 2 because they gave up a bunch of points to Miami, and I know people keep trying to tell me they're a great offensive team. I just don't see it. I'm not convinced.
Nah, Miami just goes off of how
no.
Jimmy goes. If Jimmy's having that great offensive game,
They follow
that's
suit.
them.
I think AD just tweaked his knee.
Nah, he ran down the court.
Listen.
Oh, I just seen him grab it.
Oh,
5-point game. What about 5 minutes left in the second half? It's leading. So yeah. Let's get to actually, Chris, I'm gonna let you introduce this. You posed a question to the group. Something that I thought was interesting. That's the word I'll use for the moment. So if you would like to engage our audience into the question or the situation that you presented, and then we can determine who agrees or disagrees and go from there.
So the question, in my statement was, whoever wins this series, I feel like their best player should be deemed the king, the best player in the league. I'm looking at that. That's how I feel. I'm looking at how these top guys are playing, and I feel like it's an even matchup. And whoever wins out of all these top guys should get the nod. So, for example, Denver win. Of course, Jokic should get the approval stamp. The Heat win, and that's the one that bothers Ray the most. Jimmy Butler should get the stamp. The Celtics win. Jason Tatum should get the stamp. Now, the one that's questionable is the Lakers, because who's going to be that main guy? Is it going to be Anthony Davis or is it going to be LeBron? But I still stand on I still stand on that statement. The top guy from that team that was the championship to me should be deemed the best player in the league. And I don't care if it's the Heat somehow, and people get mad when I say Jimmy Butler is the best player in the league. I mean, who did he not have to go against to win the finals? Because look at this path. Bye. LeBron beat Steph. And next, he's going to have to average 30.
Jimmy Butler to LeBron, who had AD.
All I'm going to say is, and that makes my argument even better for Jimmy Butler. He's going to have to average 30 to 35 for the entire playoffs and win the finals. If he does that, nobody, you're not going to give him the nod as the best player in the world, for the one that shows up all the time when it's time to show up.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm
he ain't better than Giannis.
He beat Giannis, so I'm giving it to him.
He beat the Giannis's team.
He beat Giannis. He beat Giannis. I'm giving it to him.
So hold on, Chris. Hold on. You telling me?
I'm listening.
If the Hawks would have survived throughout all of this,
I'm talking.
I'm talking about
Trey Young. I'm talking about the players right now.
I got something for you.
No. But my statement. No, but Dev, I wasn't saying that statement until these last 4 teams.
Is that Chris?
If the Hawks was in there, I wasn't going to say it.
Is this based on just this year, or do you typically feel like whoever the Finals MVP has that title?
More than likely, depending on who's left, because it always sometimes goes on teams. But when I look at who's left, I feel like all these guys can wear that crown.
Just this year,
most years.
So let me.
I'm confused. I'm a little. You guys speaking layman's terms over here. Me with
what you're saying is you can have a good regular season. You can get hot in the playoffs, and that if you win, you're now the best.
But when you say get hot, look, when you say get hot, you starting to sound like you're talking about a role player. Jimmy Butler's been doing this every year he steps into the playoffs.
All right, so I'm gonna throw a name and let me tell you. Let me know what you think. Joe Flacco, amazing run.
Mm-hmm.
Won a championship.
He did.
Got paid.
He did.
The next year, was he the best quarterback in the NFL?
Absolutely not.
Nick Foles.
Yes.
Historic run.
Very historic.
Won a chip for your Philadelphia Eagles. Was he the best quarterback going into the next year?
Absolutely not. So can I tell you another reason behind my statement?
Please.
It got to do with the players that are left and what I've been seeing from them. Jimmy Butler, every year, has he not always showed up in the playoffs? Right? Yes or no? Just yes or no? Just yes or no? Like how I had the yes or no's in the playoffs.
I'll say yes. Quickly, I'll go yes. I would have to look at
Jokic in the playoffs.
No.
This playoff run.
This playoff, yeah.
Last playoff run, Jokic didn't show up.
They got bounced in the first round.
By him, he's still damn near average a triple double, but it's fine. It's fine. LeBron in the playoffs. How was he?
Almost always good.
Jason Tatum this entire year and how he's been in the playoffs. Has he not shown why he's first team All-NBA? You can talk about last game, but you're talking about the overall playoffs. Jason Tatum has been hooping. Yes or no?
I don't think he's played like the first team. If I was to take 5 players from this playoffs, he would not be one of my 5.
Who from this playoffs?
So let's do it. I believe Steph has performed better than Jason Tatum in these playoffs.
Okay.
I believe Jimmy Butler has performed better than Jason Tatum in this playoffs.
Okay.
I think it's a toss-up between LeBron and Jason Tatum at this point. Like, I can't say that. Jokic has definitely been better than Jason Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
And that leaves AD, Jamal Murray.
I'm not taking Jamal Murray over.
I just said it leaves Jaylen Brown on his very own team has been really good in these playoffs. He's been pretty consistent.
But really, really good.
So maybe he's top 5, but at best he's 5th in those names.
Okay, I'm gonna agree to disagree. I not listen, and I love hearing everybody else's argument. I'm never one to get to shy away from a conversation or get mad when somebody say something. I just feel as though, as I'm looking at these 14 specifically and who's left and how their top guys are playing,
Whoever wins out of these four will be the best
But
of these
I will
four.
not be mad. I would not be mad and give them the crown.
but the thing about it is, you said you can't do it every year though.
But how can even I'll even take it back to your team. If AD won Finals MVP, I still think Joel Embiid is a better player than AD. I don't care. You can't tell me if Jimmy Butler.
I gave up on Embiid, so
If Jimmy Butler or LeBron James won the Finals MVP, they're not better than Joker. I'm watching it play. Like, that's why I said if Joker wins, I think that cements him.
That's the only one.
Been giving him a lot of hate.
I
don't think if anybody else wins Finals MVP, I put them above Joker or Giannis. When healthy, I'm taking them two every day of the week. And I've come around with Joker, but that's because I'm seeing him perform in the playoffs.
That's because this year in the playoffs. But
when he don't perform in the playoffs, I criticize him.
But it's really okay, and to double back, it's really how these top guys are performing right now that makes you want to say, well, who's the guy? That's the only reason why I'm looking at Jimmy Butler, and he's really one of the main focal points about this. The way he plays,
almost missed games in the playoffs.
He has, but the way he's played almost every game in the playoffs since he's been with Miami, especially this year, the way he's hooping, come on. He deserves. He right now he's not even a lot of people's top 10s, and that's probably that was probably why I was so guns blazing when it came to this. Because I look how Jimmy Butler plays in the playoffs. And I look how some guys in the regular season play in the playoffs. And the argument is always, well, why do they coast in the regular season and do this in the playoffs? I look at some guys that are so great in the regular season and fold in the playoffs, like Embiid. That make me want to sit down and really reevaluate how I evaluate my top 10. How I feel like playoff performances should go into it. Because a guy that averaged 34 in the regular season, then averaged 24 in the playoffs, versus a guy that averaged 20 in the regular season, 33 in the playoffs, that makes me look at things a lot different. So that's really why me and my buddy was having this argument. I have an argument, this conversation, and I brought it to y'all because I'm looking at differences people when they play in the regular season versus the playoffs, and it's a big difference.
Yeah,
and it makes me look at who I got in my top 10, who I consider the top guy. It makes me look at it a lot different.
I mean, I agree. That is my ultimate differentiator is postseason success. Like, so I agree with that. When you start talking greats, that's the only really thing you can compare, because the accolades is going to be relatively tight. So I'm with that, and that's why I think we asked the question a while ago: who had the most pressure in the playoffs? And I think I did say Jokic, because you got to validate all these accolades. Like, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes of it. But let's get to James Harden is reportedly going to opt out of the 37.5, I think is the number. I think we all expected this when he took the quote-unquote pay cut last year. But I think we expected it because he was going to re-sign a long-term extension with Philly. Chris, did Philly blow this by letting him sign this one-year deal?
Well, my thoughts always into this when we signed that contract was it's all going to depend on our postseason success. If I even want him back as a fan. Because that's why I wasn't mad at him signing a deal like this, because then I wouldn't want to be locked up with a guy who's always going to fold during Embiid's quote-unquote prime. Our main ball handler is not performing what he needs to be performing for. And again, when I talk about regular season versus postseason, I just saw him be so inconsistent in the postseason. I don't know how to think about James Harden. So did Philly blow it? I mean, the reason why I kind of want to say no is because I don't even know if Philly's championship contenders anymore. That's how I'm feeling about the 76ers team. When you a championship contender does not collapse like they did in Game 6 and Game 7. That was a full-on collapse. So I don't know if I can even consider this team a championship contender. So that being said, I don't know if they messed this up. Now, granted, could you bring Harden back? Because I'm hearing a lot of reports that Harden is one of the reasons why Doc Rivers was fired, and Doc Rivers allegedly had some more. I don't know say allegedly, but he said he had some more time left on his deal. So if you're letting Harden dictate whether you hire your coach, to me that shows that you're going to re-sign Harden. At the end of the day, I wanted Doc Rivers fired after his first year when he lost to Atlanta. James Harden showed me that I don't know if I even want him on the money he's making. So like I said, I don't think this team's a championship contender team. So I really don't care if we keep or lose Harden at this point. I need to see growth. I need to see something to step in the right direction. And right now, this roster currently constructed isn't it. So if you're looking to give Harden more money, he doesn't deserve it. So I say let him walk.
Man. Okay. I have been a huge proponent that if it ain't working, it ain't working. But I also believe this is going to be a very active offseason. So I'll be curious to see how it plays out. By all accounts, Joe Lacob will not be returning to Bob Myers, not Joe Lacob, he's not there. Will not be returning to the Warriors. They've been stalled on contract extensions for months, is the report. So with all the turmoil they have on that roster, you're going to have to bring in a new GM into that situation. That's terrifying. Steve Kerr's in the last year of his deal. Like, I don't know. I think the Golden State that we knew has died.
Dynasty over?
Stradamus.
And sadly, but maybe fittingly enough, I think LeBron's going to be the one to end it. I think that's poetic justice. Maybe I can't say he lost the battle. That's a battle he won. I think he lost the war personally, but we don't got to debate that tonight. But yeah, I think they're in trouble, and I think that team's gonna look different. I think Steph will always be there, and you can't count them out the way he plays. I don't think they'll fall off a cliff. I think they have a ton, of talent and pieces. I think Kuminga apparently is very valuable. He wants a bigger role. That's aspects. I don't know. They got trade bait. We now know what the lottery look like. You know who you need to go talk to. They say Spurs season tickets are through the roof.
We went through the roof. And they said the Hornets. They said if the Hornets would have got the number 1 pick, that their tickets would have went up $800 million.
And somehow, some way, I bet you Michael Jordan would have found a way to draft it to Scoot Henderson. Braxton Miller.
Hey, he can get him now.
That's interesting. Whenever we talk about that, I'm curious to see what they do. I'll just leave it at that.
So yeah, drafts in June. So we're about a month or so out from that, which should be an interesting night. Lives will be changed. More Black millionaires will be created. So I'm always in support of that. But with that being said, lottery recap. Let's get to it. Was the fix in, Chris?
If you guys remember what I said in the chat, I said the number 1 pick will go to either the hottest city or the most historic team, which was San Antonio. I think going into this, maybe the fix wasn't, because once I saw that he was coming in and I looked at what teams was tanking, I feel like we all knew another great big man was going to San Antonio. Am I mad at that? Absolutely not. Because I look at a team like Houston that has been taken for I don't know how long, got all these young stars, and they're not developing properly as far as winning basketball. I look at the Pistons.
Ime Udoka
I I look at the Pistons.
fell out of the top 4.
Fell out of the top 4, which would but I was gonna give them a compliment. They're one of the teams that I see a lot of young talent, and I saw them playing well. So it sucks that they fell out the top 4. But listen, you got Portland getting number 3 pick. That's I'm curious to see what they do. Charlotte, I'm curious to see. Charlotte and Portland. I'm curious. I'm real curious to see what they do. If I'm a team like Orlando, I'm trading that number 6 and that number 11 pick, and I'm going to get a guy. You have too many. You already have.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris, I'm gonna let you finish, but it just dinged. I just got it.
You already have. You have too many. You've been drafting too many young guys for the past. Whenever Dwight Howard left, I feel like they've just been drafting guys. So that's been 12 years. It's time for you to trade some picks and make some moves. Another team Dallas, I'm trading the pick. But yeah, definitely Orlando. To me, I think Orlando, San Antonio to me are my 2 favorite teams in the lottery, because from Orlando, you have the number 6 and the 11 pick and all those young guys. You can go get a stud. You can go get an all-star right now. So I'm really curious to see what Orlando does. And bold prediction, if Orlando does the right thing, they can make the play-in next year.
All right. So Chris, Dev, fasten your seatbelts. So I think I talked about it on our show last week. Maybe not. But did y'all hear a report of who will be mentoring Scoot Henderson?
Steph Curry, if I'm not mistaken.
Steph Curry. I thought that was a really odd connection. I didn't know that there was a relationship there. I didn't know if this was an Under Armour play. I wasn't sure. But what I do know is that Charlotte, who has the number 2 pick, right? Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They have a guy named Terry Rozier. They have a guy named LaMelo Ball. They're supposed to be getting a guy named Miles Bridges back. So if I'm Charlotte, I don't know if Scoot Henderson fits that well, because by all accounts, Michael Jordan loves Terry Rozier. So you're not going to draft him to come off the bench, would you? You know what old veterans like Michael Jordan and LeBron like? Proven players. You know who has some good.
Oh, I know where you're going now. Oh, man, I see where you're going at now.
I'm just saying it would make a lot of sense. You tried to get Gordon Hayward. Didn't work out. Imagine if you could upgrade Gordon Hayward for Klay Thompson. Imagine if you can back up or push PJ Washington with Jonathan Kuminga. What if there were other draft picks that they just had available to you? And you could go get really young with a backcourt of Poole, Steph, and Scoot as the future. You'd still have a Wiggins, a Looney, a Draymond potentially, a Moody. I'm just saying it was an interesting report when it came out. And I think I'd be a fool to think that Golden State is just going to mail in the end of Steph Curry's career. So, Clay, if you don't want to take a pay cut and you want to be maxed out, there's probably a team in Charlotte who used to like you and they maxed Gordon Hayward, so why wouldn't they max you? Like, I just think there's opportunity there. So, we'll see what happens. A lot of time between now and then. But be on the lookout.
So, now that since you made me fasten my seatbelt, I gotta ask you a question on this little bumpy ride here. it was reports, that they asked Poole the relationship between him and Draymond. And he pretty much just said, it's just business. You know what I mean? We just hooping. I feel like there's more. You know what I mean? I feel like there's still more tension between
100%.
those two. Green can go ahead and pretty much walk now. And you was pretty much talking about, trying to keep Green. So do you trade Clay and let Green walk, or do you have to keep one or the other?
I say I say Poole can get up out of here. That's me though. That's me.
I would have traded Clay and Draymond last year.
And you did say this. You did say this.
So I said Jordan Poole was the Clay replacement last year. I didn't really jump on the Kuminga replacing Draymond. I don't think he's as good of an offensive facilitator or as good of a defender. Maybe a better shooter, but that's it. But no, I ain't married to neither one of them. I think Draymond's super valuable. I was saying I think he's valuable for a lot of teams. That don't mean I'm hoarding him and I won't let him go. I'm not gonna overpay him.
Right.
And by all accounts, he want to play in LA anyway. Like him and Bron's relationship is too weird for me. That's too much. There's too much perspective.
The reason why I really gotta disagree with that, and I've been seeing that, is because nobody's more competitive towards LeBron than Draymond. Nobody in the league is more competitive to the GOAT.
Listen, I didn't say he don't play him hard. I said he want to play with him.
He probably does. Well, I don't.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey Ray,
thing for how long?
I don't know. I think Draymond would rather stick it out with Golden State. If you ask me personally,
about that, gotta ask you an off the wall question. Let's describe weird. Let's describe weird a little bit, man. What's weird about that relationship, man? What's weird? Let's try to paint the picture a little.
Let's talk about it.
You just lost. I talked about it. You just potentially had your dynasty ended.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you smiling and dapping? Like at that moment, you talking about in the playoffs, I can't figure out LeBron. Like you got to get ready to play this guy. Like what? What message are we sending here? Like you signed to an agency. Like the affinity runs deep, and it seems to be one-sided to me. It seemed like Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan all over again. That's just my 2 cents. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. It don't happen a lot, but it has happened. So, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think I am.
I just want you said it was weird.
He just wanted to know. He just wanted to define weird.
Yeah, I just had to see where it is weird. I
don't think that's weird.
Thought you knew something more than
we didn't know. We didn't know which Stradamus route you were going.
In a relationship,
we didn't listen.
Different.
Sometimes we don't know how Stradamus you're going to be.
Relationship, but weird means a lot these days.
Yeah, weird is a vague term.
It's a weird relate.
They make. I say this. They make. By all reports, I'm saying, they make so much money together off the court and this, that, and the third. But like I said, it doesn't matter. This is giving me real old school vibes. Yes, we friends off the court. But again, I've never seen nobody more competitive to LeBron other than Draymond Green. And that's why I look at it and hear all these reports about Draymond. Draymond is one of the most competitive people in the league. And so the fact that, yes, he's buddy with LeBron, but nobody's going to go at LeBron like Draymond shows me that I really don't think he cares to play in LA. I do think he would rather stick it out with Golden State. But I do think if they're going to go ahead and choose these young guys over him, choose the Pools, the Moody's, the Kuminga, try to change it up, not what goes over works. And he's going to say, okay, let's go to LA. And they're going to win a championship.
I got another for y'all. I got another one.
The second half is starting real quick. This has been an ugly first half. I'm curious to see how the second half is going to go.
Hey, I got another one.
AD's 1 for 6. That's your guy, by the way, Dev. Just saying.
Hey, right now, Jokic ain't killing us really that much either.
Oh,
So
Jokic got 15, 8, and 5.
Don't disrespect Jokic.
That's not killing you in the first half.
High the bar is.
If you double his points if you double everything, he'd finish with 30, 16, and 10. So
cook it. But I have a question for you guys. So I talked about Golden State and their coaching situation. What are the chances that if Mark Jackson don't get hired this cycle and Steve Kerr don't return next year because his new manager, do we run it back and see if we can get one with old Marky Mark?
Nah, I think Golden State kind of burnt the bridges on that one. I think it ain't too golden over there.
But the people there outside of the owner be gone. The players love them. We know that.
Yeah, true.
I
think if it's a good team and a good situation for Mark,
I don't see
him going, not a rebuild stage.
Back. I don't see him going back to Golden State.
Okay. Throw it out there. All right. Let's keep it moving. So no, we can skip to that. Let's get to what people want to hear a little bit more about. Fight this weekend. Fight this weekend.
Can't wait.
Big time implications. Likely the winner should face Gervonta Davis.
Glad you added the should part.
Yeah, you know how boxing be. But Davis made the Garcia fight happen.
He did. Hats off to him.
My first question is the obvious question.
Mm-hmm.
Who y'all got? Chris, I'll start with you. Devin Haney, Vasily Lomachenko, for those who don't know.
I'll say this. I want Haney to win because I like the trajectory he's on. But reports the we call them I don't want to say referees, but the people that do the voting, they not refs. I'm not sure. What's the score people? What's their name? I can't think of it. The people that do the score for the fights.
Like the judges?
Yeah, the judges. They saying those are the same judges that scored when Tank knocked down Ryan Garcia, still scored the 10-10. And the reason I bring that up is if this is Haney's last fight on Top Rank and it comes down to the score, unless he has an amazing bout, I wouldn't be surprised they lean towards Lomachenko. We talk about this stuff is rigged. That was for all my rigged people. I think Haney's going to win. I would love to see Haney win by knockout or TKO. I would love to see that, only because I feel like it would be more exciting to build up to the next fight he has. But I do think Haney's going to win. I do think like I said, the path that Haney and Tank are on, they need to collide. Because I still think, one, they haven't reached their prime, but that's why I want them to fight now. I want them to be, hopefully it goes 1-1, and then that third fight in 5 to 7 years is the one when they really at their elite level. I do think Haney's going to win. I think he has one of the best jabs in boxing. I think he's going to control the fight. And like I said, I would love to see Haney win via KO or TKO.
So, in the event that you get what you want, does Loma retire?
I don't think so. Could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Okay. Dev, your thoughts on the fight?
I'm choosing Haney on this one. I'm a Haney fan. I think this fight will go, I'm gonna say about 9 or 10 rounds. I think Haney is I think his youth is most definitely on his side. And also Haney, I feel like Haney most definitely has studied Loma also. The video I had sent y'all, he was pretty much calling Loma out on certain things he like to do. Saying, once you get in the inside, you like to pretty much throw your elbow. You like to get into a dirty type fight. So I think Haney pretty much has his game plan on what he's going to do. He's going to keep Lomo on the outside. He's going to make sure that he can keep him at a distance. And I think Haney got the reach to keep him at the distance also. And also with the power to keep it from the distance also too. So I just think Haney is going to get the job done. I don't think Lomo will retire after this. I think he's still got enough juice left in him to at least go 2 more fights, I believe. I don't know where he will be ranked anymore if he to lose this fight. But I think it's going to be a pretty decent fight. I hope the judges don't get in the way of this. Please don't have that Rolly top stoppage, man. Oh my goodness, I am praying that we don't get no fights like that this weekend.
Yeah, that's still sour.
They just gave Rolly that championship, man. I don't care what nobody said.
They
gave it to him
definitely
because he
did.
was younger. They only gave it to him because he was younger. You know what I mean? We don't know how much juice left that the 40-year-old had left in him, but he gave him work. I don't care what nobody say.
He gave him work.
We agree. I am with y'all. I think Loma's over the hill. And I think Devin Haney has to win this fight if he wants to be taken seriously. And I think he needs to look impressive. So I'm optimistic he'll do that. I don't like the calling out. That's like when you say that before a game, coaches say, oh, they be doing this because you're trying to get the refs on your side. I get the gamesmanship, but I don't really love it. I'll be very curious to see Loma's footwork, see how his feet move. That's his strength, and how Haney deals with that. Especially on the inside. Loma's very good on stepping around on the inside. So I think it's a great fight. I think it would be a great measuring stick for Haney, but if he's who he thinks he is, he better win. There's been rumors about what happened in training camp with Tank and whether he knocked him out or got beat up or Tank got tired or whatever, or he was drunk. Like
you listen to that AB interview was, it was some truth to that. I'm not gonna hold it, but I felt like AB would just reach. He was just trying to keep relevant, man. You know what I mean? He just. I think he's trying to get some type of promotion or trying to get some type of something out of this, man. For him to come out and say this story now.
Yeah.
But this AB, I ain't taking him serious until he get back in the ring and start winning.
He with Don King now, man. I don't know. But it should be a good fight. I will definitely be tapped in, tuned in, excited for the weigh-in tomorrow. Make sure everybody coming in weight. That'll tell me a lot. See how they look. See if them boys look dry or they look like they ready to go. Tank and Garcia was ready to go. Rolly was ready to go. I need y'all to be ready to go. Tell them ready to go. I'm excited for the fight. I think it's going to be great. The thing about it is, and the thing I really like about Devin Haney is this. A lot of these younger people, they feel like the best way to prove that you're tough is putting a gun to your head. But you can prove you tough with your hands. I watched the tape of Devin, I think it was Devin Haney, and this big muscle-bound dude was talking about, I'd knock you out. Devin Haney said, you don't even know how to punch. I will drop you. Big old muscle-bound dude. And I like that. I like to see that. I like that confidence. I liked it. It felt genuine. Like, bro, you have no idea what you're dealing with. I will kill you. He said that. He said that. I will kill you. Like, so no, that was good to see. I'm a fan. I'll be curious to see what the numbers look like, what the pay-per-views do. That's important.
Man, these refs are terrible this game right here, man.
I just think with that, as far as the refs,
moving a bit.
You can't give Porter Jr. his 4th foul right there.
Yeah, I get it.
He never gets set really until
He
the
can't.
last minute. He's still moving.
Yeah, I see it. I see it now.
Yeah.
Boy, these refs just be killing it.
Speaking of people killing it, doing too much, are people doing too much with John Morant? Are we blowing this out of proportion? I know after our show there was some commentary, and since our last show and this show, is it too much? Is it just the right amount? Is it not enough? Dev, I'll start with you.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this, man. I don't think people really understand the difference between, because I see people was trying to compare the Chris Kaman and the John Morant situation, and I wish America could just really understand that it is a difference. That it is a big difference. Number one, Chris Kaman wasn't a top player in the NBA. You know what I mean? Chris Kaman, it wasn't held to no standards to be the guy or even on any team, really. You know what I mean? And I hate to say that Chris Kaman is in white America. You know what I mean? Of course, they have different. They can get viewed different versus Ja Morant. Ja Morant is where is my kids love Ja Morant. They look up to this guy. You know what I mean? Even one of my sons even got one of his dreads colored just because because he wants to emulate Ja Morant. You know what I mean? So even to the hair part, if you can emulate somebody in that way, you have a strong effect on him. And in this black community, we don't have that many people that really have strong effect on us. You know what I mean? We have a lot of people that has good have influences on us, but a strong effect on us. It's not really. It's not that many people that has that much of a strong effect on us. And for a guy to everybody keep saying, "Oh, he shouldn't be held to this standard." Yes, he should be. Kids didn't look up to Chris Kaman. Nobody wanted to be Chris Kaman. But I guarantee you, it's a lot of black kids that wants to be Ja Morant. You know what I mean? And wants to walk the path that Ja Morant has. And if Ja Morant keep walking around thinking that I can have, it's not the fact that, no, he's not breaking no law. I totally get it. He is not breaking no law. But if we have our kids idolizing him, man, shouldn't he tuck the gun? You know what I mean? I'm not saying he shouldn't have it, but it's a time and a place for it. You know what I mean? And Chris Kaman grew up in the era where phones and cameras wasn't really out that much versus what it is with John Morant. It's like, man, don't let the cameras kill your career. You know what I mean?
I just
that's all.
disagree with
That's
that
just
so
it.
much because so I ask you this before I take that stance. You believe if Instagram Live doesn't happen, you don't got a problem with what he did.
We don't know what he did. You know what I mean? It's going
we're talking about a young. You just kind of shared, and I agree with you on everything you said about him being a role model. So even if he's doing that in his private life, that's a flag for me. You have really low gun safety. You went to Adam Silver, you lied in his face, and you still carrying guns. I've been around a lot of people with guns. They were never the driver of the car pulling it out.
Man, I'm with you on that part. You know what I mean? I'm most definitely. I can't agree with
There's so
that
many
part.
other instances, and I keep hearing all these people, and I love it and I hate it. I keep hearing all these media people saying they keep hearing all these stories. Tell us the stories. If you ain't gonna tell us what he was doing, don't bring it up to shade his character.
Right.
Like, if the stories exist, report on it. If they don't, shut up. Because now it's just painting a picture that is indifferent. And I don't like that. I think that's messy and poor reporting. I do think he need help, but I don't think anybody can give it to him because I don't think he's in a place to receive it. Part of the reason I did want to bring this up is there are reports that Nike has removed his sneakers off of their site. If y'all remember, they did a very similar thing to Kyrie Irving before they dropped him. Powerade has been very quiet, and there have been a lot of people discussing the fact that menacing activities are cause for terms of breaking the contract. A lot of people are pointing to the fact that he got this deal and then he started acting crazy. So a lot of moving pieces going on right now. Chris, I guess my question for you is what I said earlier. Are we doing too much? Are we making this bigger than it needs to be? Or are we on pace, or should it be a bigger issue?
I definitely think Dev said everything. It's honestly it's no more I can say. Yes, you look at it and you can say, well, and I'll play devil's advocate, real quick to Dev. You will say, people say, oh well, Chris Kaman did this. Why can't John Morant? But like Dev said, Chris Kaman wasn't nobody's role model, at least to this magnitude that John Morant is. To the fact that you're one of Nike's supposed to be biggest athletes, Powerade, one of the biggest athletes, the NBA, one of the biggest stars. You're the franchise guy. You're getting paid max money. And so, did he break any laws? No, he didn't. But you gotta understand, you have little kids at the ages from anywhere from 6 to 14, 6 to 17, 18, where you're the most influence and thing. One seeing one guy you look up to, one decision he make, you might want to make that decision. And I think that's the biggest issue right now with John Morant. It's not the fact that you're doing anything illegal. It's the fact that you have people looking up for you, especially when this NBA does a lot for kids in this day and age. And so that's the big issue that everybody has right now. And and I grew up, and the way I looked at it, I wasn't heavily influenced by people. I pick and choose who my role model was. If I saw somebody doing something that I know isn't right, I was raised to know my right from wrong. So I know, okay, just because he's doing something don't mean I got to do it. And I wasn't the one to say, oh, because this looks cool, I should do it. But I can't speak for a million other kids. Some kids are heavily influenced. Some kids will see something they think is cool and try to emulate it themselves. And so right now, when I look at this John Morant situation, it's bad. And it's bad because of the influence he has. And not and globally, but in Memphis too. He's in that Memphis city with a lot of kids. He could be a positive light right now in Memphis, but instead he's doing other things that he shouldn't be doing. So granted, I don't know. He could be doing stuff in the community, but we wouldn't know. All we know is that he rides around listening to Young Boy and flashes guns, and that's the image right now that's being portrayed for John Morant. Is that great? No. Can it be changed? Yes. But we got to ask ourselves, when will it be changed?
That was impressive. Sound like college graduate there with that. No, I agree with you. I definitely agree with everything you said, especially at the end. As far as I do believe he's capable of change. By all accounts, we talked about Draymond. We shared it on the last pod. He's a smart guy. He figured out how to get here. He figured out how to get the brand deal with Nike and Powerade. So I don't know if I don't like to speculate. Gilbert Arenas had some ideas as to what may be playing a role in this erratic behavior. I'm not going to put that on him, but it's interesting. It is interesting. And the Lakers are guarding Jokic with Rui one-on-one, looks like.
Yeah.
It looked like Jokic was pretty upset. It was a makeable shot, but he missed it. So maybe the Lakers will figure something out here. But that's all I really got. We can sit back and enjoy the rest of the game on live TV. I'm streaming it. Chris has been ahead of us, so God bless him. But do y'all have anything else for the people before we get up out of here?
Dev, you got something. You can go first.
This pretty much, y'all. My 106 thought is out. Go check that out. 107 thought it'll be out probably like another 2 weeks. I got another little juicy topics. We're gonna be talking about Dylan Brooks. Also gonna be talking about John Morant, and also gonna be talking about Chris, former old head coach, man, Doc Rivers. He been fired. Should have Sixers gave him one more go. We'll see. So Tune into my 106 thought right now.
Yeah. Chris?
We in the midst of great playoff basketball. But that's not important. Spend some time with your loved ones. Let them know you love them. Hope everybody enjoys their weekend. I know I'm going to be going to a lot of different grad parties. Can't wait to reflect on what's going to happen after this weekend with basketball and these games. Dev, I don't know if you still missed our parlay, man, but I got some hopefuls in right now. If you need me to send them to you, I've been hitting the past 2 days.
Oh yeah, you gonna have to send me some then.
I listen, say no more.
I've been missing.
Yeah, I didn't hit a good one the other day, and I got some good ones in right now. That's if Michael Porter plays great. But moral of the story, man, enjoy your weekend. We'll be back Monday. I'm trying to unlock my new Rastradamus and have a crazy hot take every week. Today's hot take was that whoever wins is going to be the king in my eyes. I have one way more hotter than that on Monday, and it's going to be for the NFL.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah, it's starting to ramp up. I'm a little annoyed they're not voting on the Washington sale, but allegedly that wasn't the plan. So let's get this guy out of here. Let's move on with our lives. The Bond Chronicles podcast live and in full effect on Patreon, on YouTube, all streaming platforms. Check us out. We are currently reviewing Something in the Water, amongst other things. A lot of music, news, and information out there. Lil Wayne canceled the show, stopped it mid-show. A bunch of other things that we'll probably get into. So definitely tap in on that side. A lot of good things going, man. Appreciate y'all. I hope you have a great evening. Hopefully we continue to have some good basketball. Refs, stop blowing it in basketball and in boxing. Y'all have a great night.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays.